Alright guys, now what I'm going to use is my friend Gino and Bogdan, okay? Two Eastern European guys, but don't ask me where they're from because I can't understand a word they're saying. But I'm going to use these. These are two of my favorite training partners, very good at jiu-jitsu and wrestling. I'm going to use them for a lot of the demonstrations. The first exercise we're going to do, it's about controlling the wrists, okay? One of the most important things when it comes to wrestling or jiu-jitsu is being able to control someone. In a no-gi, it's really difficult because we go from gi most of the time into no-gi, and the only thing we can do is underhooks and overhooks, okay? But I want to teach you guys how to develop good wrist control, because if you get good wrist control, jiu-jitsu and wrestling, everything becomes so much easier because you feel like you can control them whenever you want, which gives you a huge advantage, and they have such little control of you. The first exercise we're going to do is very basic, and it's going to be developing the ability to change grips as they move. So, can I borrow you for a second, Bogdan? The exercise you're going to do is, all Bogdan's going to do is going to lift his hands and he's going to lower his hands. Very slow at first, okay? The reason why we do this is, if I have this grip on Bogdan, he lowers, I lose this grip, okay? My shoulders have to invert, I'm going to break this. If I go an underhand grip and he lifts it, I lose this grip as well. So to have good control of someone, unless you just want to use all your energy and hold him like that, which I'm going to steer you away from, you need to learn how to go with it. So as he lifts, what I do is I change my grip. He lifts his arms, I change to an overhand grip. He lowers his arms, I change to an underhand grip. And he does it again. I just want him to keep doing this, and I'm going to smoothly change. Now, the faster he does this, what you'll find is the only thing I'm really moving around him and hooking are these two fingers, okay? As he goes up, okay, I go overhand, he comes under, I go underhand. Overhand, and it's those fingers that just keep going. The most important part of this is making sure that I have hand contact all the time, okay? The secondary exercise we're going to do is he's going to try and make same side grips. Not cross-side grips, okay? The reason why, it doesn't really benefit him that much. If he goes cross-side grip on me, I'm usually going to go to a 2-on-1, or he grabs this, I go a 2-on-1 and break this grip, okay? So I don't mind that, but it's more annoying when he has same side, because then he can start shooting and attacking me, which makes it more difficult for me. So he's going to try and make those grips on me, and all I'm going to do is try and avoid it, okay? Exactly. I'm just going to move around, and he's going to try and do that. After a while, you don't need to think about this. This is very easy. I can do this without even thinking. I can do this while I'm making a coffee or something like that. But at first, you'll find it's very difficult, okay? But after a while of practicing this, you'll find it gets easier and easier. Now, it may look really boring, but it is super important to start developing this. And you can see sometimes the problem I'm seeing in Gino is there's a little bit of a disconnect in the hands sometimes. What I want you to do is I want you to always have pressure with your hands. Not too much, but enough pressure that you're always staying on him. So when he moves, you are stuck to him, okay? No time should any contact break between you two. Now we're going to work on something more difficult, okay? We're going to create the game where he's going to try and make same side grips on the wrists. You're going to start in this position. Bogdan is going to try and make grips on your wrists. Not cross side, same side. Your goal is to deflect that and keep moving his wrists and make sure that his hands are never able to grab your wrist. So let's try. Let's see how we go. Uh-oh. As you can see, again, you can keep going. As you can see, they're going to make a lot of mistakes, okay? It's going to not work out every single time, but this is the whole point of developing this skill. You need to find what is the problem in what you're doing that you can fix straight away. What I would like to see you do is open up your arms a little bit more, okay? I want to make sure, because if my elbows don't move much, it's really easy for him to reach out and grab my wrist or roll him over. And what he was doing a lot of time with you is he's rolling over. But you see how I move my wrist as he tries to get it? I try and bring my wrist out of the direction. If I keep my wrist where it is and he lifts his arm up, oh, he can grab it. He goes to lift, I move out of the way. And then wherever he goes to try and grab me, I need to do this. And this needs to become second nature. So as I'm moving all the time, my hands move, my arms move, my whole body will move. And the point is, what happens is after a while when you do this, you come in and you're doing stand up or on the ground, I'm covering him the whole time. If I'm covering him, whenever I want, I can shoot on him. Whenever I want, I can attack him. But if he tries to shoot on me while I have this, it's very easy for me to get on the inside. Do you see what I did then? All I did is as he shoots, and I can feel it because I've got control of him, as he shoots, I bring my fingers on the inside and I keep his arms separated. So he can get in deep, but he tries to grab my legs now, and I have time to start separating myself from him. Okay? So when we do it now, make sure that you move everything, okay? Don't feel like you have to be too stiff. Good, and it's not so much about holding him. The harder I hold him, the worse it is for me, the easier it is for him to break. It's about going with it. Do you feel a difference in how hard I hold compared to, and this is how it feels, okay? You move your arms around a little bit. You see, I'm not really like, there's no pressure. I'm just sort of sitting on you. It's almost like I'm just leaning against you, and I'm just constantly doing this. And after a while, you know, it gets annoying for you, and you're gonna start trying to take more and more risks and open yourself up. And then the moment I see any kind of takedown, when I'm here, oh, arm drag, straight across, you know, I'm gonna go for it. Steven Seagal will tell you he created this, but he didn't. I did. No one ever taught me how to do this. It's just a game that I developed because I felt it was one of the most important things when it comes to learning jiu-jitsu that we never even cover. And it's how to move on a wrist. Good, good, nice. And once you get good at this, we can start applying the same thing in jiu-jitsu. So let's say you're on the ground now in your guards. Now you're going to do the exact same thing. I'll jump in and show you. So let's say we'll take a position here, and I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm just trying to guide him away, and he's going to try and reach up and do things. And I'm just constantly moving him and deflecting him. But at the same time, it's so hard for him to get any kind of control of something. The moment he reaches down, I switch and I'm deflecting. He comes back up. And then whenever I want, I can start getting closer. And then what happens, you see his elbows start opening up. And I can start getting really nice and tight on him and get good positions. Good, exact same thing. You can see as he's doing it, there's a lot more opportunities. It's a little sloppier, it's a little stiffer, but given time, he'll start developing that smoothness, that feeling, and it'll be much better. Okay, great, perfect.